What's going on, y'all? I don't even know if anybody's available for this. I just wanted to start this live, and I was thinking about making this into a video, but it might be a bit, I guess, a bit too much. Not even too much, really. Just I don't know. I just feel like spitting off the top, as a rapper would say, spitting off the top. Now, what I mean is, with this whole thing with people trying to learn and trying to get better at playing. A lot of people want tutorials and whatnot, right? So I'm not writing anything in particular. I'm just scribbling stuff because I have tics, and not the insect kind. So, and I love teaching. I love teaching the music and everything. The issue is that I can't always teach it because it's tough to teach something when I could approach it from a different perspective, like as far as patterns go, you know. So, for example, when people want to listen to a song, they want to train their ears, they want to get better. I don't have perfect pitch. I may have explained that before. I even have a course I'm finishing up that talks about that and how to train your ears. But the issue is with people is that they want, and most of us want to be spoon-fed stuff. We don't want to put in the work, not because we're inherently lazy. It's because we're inherently lazy. All of us are lazy on some level. And it's not a bad trait. It's a human trait because our resources are limited, meaning that we have a tendency to take the path of least resistance. Because if we see something that offers the quickest reward, we'll tend to go that way. If somebody can show us, just listen, show me how to do this one thing. And I want to learn this. I need this right away. And the learning curve, is quick. Some people say it's steep, but they mean it's shallow. I'm not going to get into the math of it, but people say steep learning curve, they mean shallow. But it's quick, right? And you could, learn something. And then they come back for the next hit, teach me this song, and teach me that song. And I'm thinking to myself, scratching my head, man, all these songs are the same. How do you not know? You don't hear the patterns, but they're not looking for that. What the brain is doing is looking for what psychologists will call a heuristic or replacement. And so they would replace, instead of paying attention to what they're listening to, they would just kind of just grab up, what I'm spoon feeding. I don't mind teaching. I love doing it. I don't mind just saying, here you go, learn this. But the issue comes in what breaks my heart is that I keep getting people asking me the same thing, and I want them to grow, just like I've grown, and I'm growing, I haven't arrived yet. So I think like, instead of trying to just get the quick fix and a quick hit, trying to just resist that urge in your, I guess, psychology to, want to, take the easy way out. Because it takes less resources, your mind, your body. Nobody loses weight by keeping a diet book under the pillow and going to sleep with it at night and wake up in the morning, skinny with chiseled abs and the chest. You got to actually put in work. Your body wants to hold on to fat. The brain wants to take the easy way out. The problem is you don't reap the health benefits of actually reading the book by just putting underneath your pillow and saying, hey, I'm going to absorb this stuff on dieting or whatever subject you may want to learn. You actually have to put the work in. That's the crazy thing. So the problem is that people don't want to put the work in, and they rather just have things spoon-fed. And I say they, I mean we're all like that on some level. So when you listen to songs and when you're trying to learn something with your music, what you need to do, instead of just looking for the next tutorial, try to jump on YouTube and wherever and look for particular patterns, or better yet, listen to songs, because I know that when you go to learn music, because I've experienced this, you want to go out there and say, hey, this song sounds like this song, sounds like this song, sounds like this song. And before you know it, you'll be, whatever, before you know it, you'll be sitting there going, hey, I understand like 10 songs just from learning one or learning two, instead of having to learn tutorials all the time. You're going to pick up patterns. But you have to engage in mind, and that's what that's what the challenge is. The growth comes through the challenge. If you're comfortable with what you're doing, and that's just learning tutorials and stuff, you're really not going to challenge yourself at all. You're going to be sitting here forever on YouTube or forever just asking somebody to show you what the next thing is. And that's okay to learn like that when you're at the beginning, but you're going to put a glass roof when you're playing. In order for you to get to the next level, you're going to have to listen and trust your ears. because your ears are what's going to pick up patterns. It's not perfect pitch. You know, you're not going to have absolute pitch. We have relative pitch, meaning I can hear a song and know, okay, well, that's that song versus that song, you know, and then your mind is able to put the two things together because I know that pattern, know that pattern. Even if the pattern switches, the better you are at recognizing patterns, the better you can hear different songs. The more your repertoire of learning songs will grow because you won't be stuck just saying, hey, I have this one tutorial I have to learn. I gotta learn these 5 songs that are very similar to other people, even to you, but I have to learn them separately. Pretty much once you know one, you can learn about 5, 10, or 15. The same thing with licks, the same thing with chord patterns. This is why I teach and try to incorporate scales, you know, whenever I teach. The reason for that is because with patterns, with scales, you're gonna pick up patterns. You're gonna be able to hear those things in other, you know, we're gonna have them in gospel, in rock, in hip hop, wherever. You know, the genres aren't simply just that simple. And that, one second, Alexa, do not disturb. Yeah, they're having a whole conversation on this thing. So, you know, the thing is that people don't realize that. They don't realize that there's patterns and things. And if I'm playing a particular lick, I didn't download it from Mars. No musician did. This actually came from someplace. This actually came from listening to patterns in music. There's nothing new. When you think about it, look at the keyboard. You got like from C to C, right? You have those 2 black keys and the 3 black keys. The 2 black keys and 3 black. There's nothing new. You don't have 2 black keys, 3 black keys, and it's 18 white keys with 4 green keys. I don't know what to do. They're all patterns. They just repeat. Really, you know. And this is the beautiful thing about music, is that it engages so much of our mind. You know, we have the part where we listen. All right, that's the auditory cortex. You know, and we have the tactile part, motor cortex. We have fine motor skills and large ones, depending if you're playing the drums. And then there's the mathematical, analytical part of your brain that's involved. And there's the visual part. So this is why people, Alzheimer's patients and people that suffer with dementia, somehow listen to music and all this stuff comes back because of how much of even if they don't play, how much of the brain is involved. And that's the thing. Once we can pick up these patterns, we see technical things that are being done. Man, I could never do this. You can do it. Don't tell yourself that you can't. It takes time and practice for your brain to say, this makes sense. So then what your brain does, it creates shortcuts. Let your brain create the shortcuts, meaning instead of you, meaning that when you learn something, your brain will, I'm on a live over here. I'm on a live. You ain't want to come and give me a minute. So now, you know, you want to let your brain make the shortcuts for you because you've learned it first. If you try to do the shortcuts in the beginning, like I want to learn that song, then I'll look for a tutorial, I gotta learn that song, and I learn that. Go through the hard parts of picking up the patterns. So then when your brain makes the shortcuts, it's going to see all of this and say, oh, I know exactly what that is. Without you even sitting at an instrument, they're going to be able to pick all that stuff up. So yeah, let me encourage you today, you know, just listen for patterns. Quit going out there and trying to, you know, look for tutorials all the time and all that, because all that stuff is good for a quick fix, but in the long run, it hurts you. So put in the work at the beginning, and later on, that stuff will come for you. Like it's gonna hurt you. It'll come to you, I should say. Anyway, my peoples, God bless you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Be safe.